Alright guys, here is the Vivo V50, a brand new device with Zeiss tuned cameras. And guess what? There is no Pro model this year, but that might be because the Vivo V50 is already Pro enough. And you will see what I mean. So most people will call this phone an upper mid-tier device, which is fair, but honestly, with some of these specs, it's right on the edge of flagship killer territory. And some of the upgrades this year have genuinely shocked me. So let's get straight into it. Starting with the battery, the V50 packs a massive 6,000 milliampere battery, and that's bigger than most of the 2025 flagships so far this year. And it's not only about the size of the battery, it uses silicon carbon anode tech, which makes the battery way more efficient. And when it's time to recharge the battery, it does support 90 watts flash charging, and Vivo are kind enough to throw the charger in the box. And just for context, that's pretty much twice the charging speed of the most popular flagship phones in the UK and the US right now. The display is a 6.77 inch Full HD Plus AMOLED with 120Hz refresh rate. It does have an official HDR10 rating and an insane 4,500 nits of peak brightness, and that brightness is definitely flagship level. The V50 does have stereo speakers and an in-display optical fingerprint reader, a dual SIM tray, and up to 512 gigs of storage and up to 12 gig RAM. And the overall design is honestly quite slick. It's slim, it's lightweight, it features quad rounded edges on all sides, which does make it super comfortable to hold. And I really love the single piece of glass over the camera module on the back. It does look pretty slick, and it also makes cleaning the camera lenses a lot easier. And then when you look closely, there's some really nice premium details here as well, including that little Zeiss badge. So that 6,000 milliampere battery was the first flagship killer spec. Here's another one. The Vivo V50 is rated IP68 and IP69. That's better water and dust resistance than a lot of the much more expensive flagship phones out today. Under the hood, the V50 is powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 7 Gen 3. Now, while this is technically a mid-range chip, it is in fact one of the best in its class, and is certainly powerful enough for demanding games like Genshin Impact and Call of Duty Mobile, so it won't let you down there. And also, Vivo have increased the vapor cooling chamber size compared to last year's model, so that should help it run at peak speeds for longer without getting too hot and then slowing down. Also, this chipset is more than capable enough to handle some on-device AI tasks, and of course, being an Android phone, you do get Google Gemini built right into the power button, just like we see on the Samsung Galaxy phones, for example. But maybe the most important thing you need to know about this chip is that the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 is excellent at image signal processing, which brings me on to the real star of the show here, the cameras. So Vivo's V series has always been about cameras, and the V50 takes it up a notch, especially when it comes to portrait photography. Here's what you need to know. The primary camera uses a 50 megapixel sensor. It does have optical image stabilization, so this means you'll get super steady video footage, but also it will reduce any camera shake whilst taking photos, which means it can reduce the amount of blur in images if your hands are shaking because it's cold, for example. The sensor size is large on the primary camera. It's 1/1.55 inches, and when you have a larger image sensor, this generally means you'll get better low light performance from that camera. And Vivo have really kept it simple here. So you have that primary camera, and then you've got a 50 megapixel ultra wide with 119 degrees field of view. The ultra wide camera is super handy for taking group photos where there's lots of people, and Vivo software is particularly good at locking onto people's faces even when there are multiple people in the shot. Ultra wide is also great for landscape shots. Now, something that's really impressive about these cameras on this phone is all of them can shoot 4K video, which isn't always that common at this price point. But check this out, this is what separates the V50 from the pack, and even from a lot of flagships. It has this interesting AI aura light built in. So unlike a standard flash, the aura light allows you to adjust the color temperature manually, or you can let AI do all of the work for you. So in low light scenarios, this kind of is a game changer because it gives you so much more creative control without needing filters after the fact. And because it's a large LED, the lighting isn't quite as harsh as what you'd normally get from other smartphones. And having taken these out for a little bit of field testing, I can tell you the HDR performance is surprisingly good, not just on the rear cameras, but also on the selfie camera. And that selfie camera is of course 50 megapixels as well. Again, this is another flagship killer spec. I don't know if there's any flagships out there with a 50 megapixel selfie camera. This one has a 92-degree wide angle lens. Now, something that's quite interesting about this phone is even though beauty mode is switched off, I did test out the selfie portrait mode, and there does seem to be some kind of softening effect still in play, unless I just happen to have really good skin that day. Now here's one of the on-device AI tools that I want to show you. It is the object remover within the gallery app. So you can literally delete photo bombers from images or even objects out of images that you don't want to be there, and that can all be done on device. And there are tons more camera software tools, so much that this camera system probably deserves its own video. So we got stuff like the Zeiss portrait styles, which mimic different types of Zeiss lenses. You got live photo modes and pro modes, astrophotography modes. There's a video tool actually for creating short content, which is really nice, and that really is just skimming the surface. And if you're wondering about the software, out of the box, the V50 runs on FunTouch OS 15 on top of the Android 15 platform, so the operating system will be very familiar to anyone who's used an Android device in the past. It feels snappy, it's super customizable. The amount of personalization tools here actually is blowing me away. And then there are even more AI features built into the software, things like AI voice recorder that can transcribe and summarize voice recordings. So if you do fall asleep in a lesson or a lecture or something, you can just summarize all of that and get back up to speed. So overall, the Vivo V50 is an impressive smartphone with an even more impressive camera system. It's got a premium design. The finish on the back is definitely one of my favorites that I've seen for a while. The battery life is crazy. The ingress protection is better than average. And actually, Vivo say that they've built this phone with an internal structure to absorb impacts. Not that that's something I really want to test. So let me know what you think of the Vivo V50. If there's anything you want to know about this phone, let me know in the comments. And if you want to see this camera system go head to head with another smartphone, whether it be another mid-range or a flagship, let me know what you'd like to see this against in the comments. And if I get enough requests, I will do a camera comparison video for you guys so we can really see how the V50 stacks up. So I appreciate you guys for watching this one. If you enjoyed it, a little thumbs up would be appreciated. If you just subscribed, you are now one of the finest subscribers known to man, and I will see you in the next one. Don't be late.